What's the real scandal in U.S. politics right now? Is it the breathless coverage of supposed Trump-Russia collusion put on by the anti-Trump media, the so-called resistance, and Hillary Clinton in her ridiculous blame everyone but herself speech yesterday? Or is it the investigation into whether the Obama administration inappropriately used their powers to spy on the American people and potentially members of Trump's transition team and campaign team? Well, just yesterday, the Wall Street Journal reported that the U.S. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes slapped 3 former Obama administration appointees with subpoenas. That would be former CIA Director John Brennan, former White House National Security Advisor Susan Rice, and one name we had not previously heard before, United Nations Ambassador Samantha Power. These subpoenas demanded information surrounding unmasking requests. Now, you might be asking yourself, what exactly is unmasking? Well, it's the uncommon practice of revealing everyday U.S. citizens' identities when their communications are accidentally scooped up and intercepted in legal intelligence surveillance. The reason this is uncommon is because the U.S. likes to protect the privacy of its citizens, or at least it did before the Obama administration came around. You know, you may have seen John Brennan just last week testifying in front of the committee. And looking back now, something stood out from that testimony since Samantha Power has now been subpoenaed. Take a look at this exchange between Brennan and Congressman Trey Gowdy.
Do you recall any U.S. ambassadors asking that names be unmasked?
I don't know. Maybe it's ringing a vague bell, but I could not answer with any confidence.
Well, isn't that interesting? Maybe it's ringing a vague bell, but you can't say with any confidence? Ooh my, Mr. Brennan, this does not look good now that the UN Ambassador Samantha Power has been subpoenaed. But remember back when this all started, when this investigation was just getting off the ground, Chairman Nunes had this to say about unmasking and unauthorized surveillance. Take a look.
I also said that while there was not a physical wiretap of Trump Tower, I was concerned that other surveillance activities were used against President Trump and his associates. So first, I recently confirmed that on numerous occasions, the intelligence community incidentally collected information about U.S. citizens involved in the Trump transition. Details about U.S. persons associated with the incoming administration, details with little or no apparent foreign intelligence value, were widely disseminated in intelligence community reporting. Third, I have confirmed that additional names of Trump transition team members were unmasked. And fourth and finally, I want to be clear, none of this surveillance was related to Russia or the investigation of Russian activities or of the Trump team.
I can only now assume that what Chairman Nunes described what he saw back in March has now led him to serve these 3 Obama appointees with their respective subpoenas. But I also think it's worth examining all of this in the context of the other recent revelations surrounding Obama's NSA and their domestic spy program and data collection on U.S. citizens. On May 24th, Circa published this story that describes in detail how the Obama administration, quote, routinely violated American privacy protections while scouring through overseas intercepts and failed to disclose the extent of the problems until the final days before Trump was elected president last fall. It continues. More than 5%, or 1 out of every 20 searches seeking upstream internet data on Americans inside the NSA's so-called Section 702 database violated the safeguards Obama and his intelligence chiefs vowed to follow in 2011, unquote. Then there is this story from Breitbart where they describe how it was the FISA, that's the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, court, who actually came out and criticized the Obama administration for their behavior, with FISA court judge Rosemary Collyer writing a 99-page ruling that, according to the Breitbart article, the judge, quote, castigated the Obama administration for failing to follow the Section 702 procedures designed to ensure that the government does not violate American civil rights as it's performing work that is vitally important to national security, unquote. One last quick nugget for you. Carter Page, who is a former advisor to the Trump campaign, had a very brief and very small role, has had his name dragged through the mud and besmirched under allegations from Democrats and the dishonest media that he was the guy who was turned by the Russians. Well, the Democrats had asked Page to testify to Congress this week, and he was ready to do so. Then at the last minute over the weekend, the Democrats dropped him from the list. But why? Unless they were convinced his testimony was not going to be what they wanted to hear, I'd say. Sounds like someone's narrative was going to be busted pretty good if that's the case. After all, Page has insisted he wants to testify to set the record straight, unlike people say like Susan Rice, who is refusing all requests to testify at this point. So you tell me, once more, what is the bigger scandal right now? The Russia collusion accusations that come with no evidence, just conjecture and a hint of derangement from the left? Or the unmasking of American citizens, some of whom may have been specifically targeted for working for the Trump campaign or transition team? Given the history of the Obama administration to spy on its own people, and all the evidence presented and subpoenas now served by Chairman Nunes to Obama officials, I think I have my answer. For the Rebel.Media, I'm Christopher Wilson. Thanks for watching. You know, we have over 700,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel, and that's where you can find all of the Donald Trump and Washington, D.C. coverage. Don't miss a video. Click subscribe today.